Beatles had been disbanded for years, and John Lennon hadn't made a new album in 5 years. That is until he heard Rock Lobster. John says, "I was at a dance club one night in Bermuda. Upstairs, they were playing disco, and downstairs, I suddenly heard Rock Lobster by the B-52’s for the first time. It sounds just like Yoko's music, so I said to myself, it's time to get out the old axe and wake the wife up."
I dug out the B-52’s, and we looked at each other and we thought, ha-ha. They finally caught up to what we were trying to do all the time, which is another form of expression. And we thought, this time, surely they're going to understand it. And here we are doing it again. It's not that much different from what we did.
Of course, John was right to see similarities in Rock Lobster to his wife Yoko's music, being that the co-writer of Rock Lobster, Fred Snyder, literally says it was a tribute to Yoko. I am aware that many people have an issue with the mere mentioning of Yoko and what she considers to be music. But a good story shouldn't be dismissed no matter how difficult that might be, especially when Rock Lobster inspired John Lennon to get back to music and his last true album, Double Fantasy.
You play that, and you play something modern now, and see if we weren't on the right track in 1969.
But now when I listen to Rock Lobster, I can't help but add a little sentimentality to it, knowing that it directly inspired John Lennon.
Listen to this Rock Lobster. Listen to this stuff. But I wouldn't have done it if we hadn't done it together. That was the point. But if I couldn't have worked with her, I wouldn't have bothered. I wouldn't enjoy just putting an album out by myself, having to do this by myself, having to go to the studio by myself. Because I've had the sort of, even though I was in a group, I've had that kind of game before. You know, I didn't want to work with another guy even. You know, the fact of man and wife working together and presenting ourselves as man and wife, not as a sexual object male or her even separately as a sexual object female that sings love songs and is available to the audience. It's not that. We're presenting ourselves as a couple and to work with your best friend.
And as he did pass away only a few years after the release of Rock Lobster in 1980, his widowed wife Yoko compliments the B-52’s for helping John get back to making music. Yoko says, "You guys made John very happy. It was a beautiful, delightful thing for him. Listening to the B-52’s, John said he realized that my time had come, so he could record an album by making me an equal partner, and we won't get flack like we used to up to then." Yoko would actually join the B-52’s in 2002 to play Rock Lobster live in New York. Of course, because that song inspired her husband to make one of the greatest albums in rock and roll. The charm of Rock Lobster to me is its careless lyrics, silly animal voices, and its wonderfully playful childishness. We were so happy that we influenced or inspired him. I don't know if this is truth or not, but my gut feeling is that he wanted to be playful again. Music is supposed to be creative and playful. You enjoy it.
"Well, this is great." He said, "Well, I played it. I gave it you 2 years ago. Why didn't you listen?" I said, "I didn't want to listen then, and now I want to hear what's going on." So I dig it.